Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. We're back in Stansted today, and tonight's flight is going to take us out to the Czech Republic. We'll be going down to Ostrava, and I think today we are carrying 15 tons of fish and chips. Why not? So Kevin's joining us on today's flight. You can see him there in the 727 freighter, and we're going to be getting ready to go here at Stansted. Bit of traffic in the area, as you can hear, and bit of traffic going on around London as well, although ATC is not asking us to talk to them at the moment. We'll see if that happens to change. So let's jump on board, get the aircraft set up, and ready to go. All right, as per normal, ground crew have plugged her in. So we'll start doing our before start pre-flight check. So the parking brakes are on. We come up top, we can make sure the battery switch is on and guarded. The emergency exit lights are on, armed and guarded, and standby power is to auto. Ground power will come up now and connect, make sure that is good to go. And we'll get the lights on. We'll get the logo lights on and the position lights on outside. We'll get our internal lights up. We do have the dome light up currently, giving us a little bit of brightness in here. So we'll come down here, get the panel lights and all this good stuff up and running for our night flight here. There we go, and a click on the floods. So that's all the lights up. We'll pop right up top, and we'll get the IRSs to start aligning. We'll pop down to the panel here. We'll clear that. We'll pull up the EFB, and we'll bring in our flight plan from company headquarters. That is good until the 20th of March, so we've got another 13 days or so. So as you can see, we'll be flying up towards the Netherlands today, and then cutting down across central Germany into the Czech Republic, and then coming down in Ostrava's down here by the Poland Slovakia borders, down here in the pocket in Czech Republic. So we'll zoom in on that. We'll pop back up and continue on with the rest of our setup. So seatbelt signs on, electric hydraulic pumps coming online, yaw damper coming on. We'll get the window heats up left and right. Left aft fuel pump, low pressure light will go off. Turn on the APU. We'll wait for the pressure warning to come up. And we'll start the APU. So while that winds up, we can take a look at our flight plans. We're looking at 1 hour, 56 minutes for our flight today, 2 hours, 24 minutes block to block. And as I mentioned, we are carrying 15 tons of cargo with just over 8,100 kilograms of fuel. That will give us a takeoff weight of approximately 62 tons. Waiting on the APU to settle in. And as soon as the generators are available, we'll turn them on and carry on with our pre-flight and before start checks. There's generators are up. All right, we're now on the APU generators. We'll get the APU bleed air on. Left and right packs. We'll go to auto, and we'll make sure the isolation valve is open. So we can pop down to the FMC now, and we will get that in and going. So that is good to the 20th of March. We'll do our position, haul the GPS coordinates down for there. Over to our route, we're going to request our flight plan from the company office, EGSS to LKMT. So this is going to be our route for today, with our payload and fuel numbers. We'll set our payload, we'll set our fuel, and we will select this route. Now we're just waiting on it to be loaded in. So we've got the information, we'll load it into the FMC. And then we will activate and execute once it's in. And it's accepted it. There we go, activate, execute with 4 pages. There's our first waypoint, the Clacton VOR. We're going to be moving out through these waypoints here. And then come down here to Ostrava. That will be our entry point into the arrival for the airport. So into our departure, it's going to be runway 22 today, and we're doing the Clacton 2 Echo departure. Get that in, and then we are going to go back to the index, do our arrival. Given the winds and everything currently, which is pretty almost non-existent, we're going to be doing the I don't like that. I don't know why that changed. We're going to be doing the ILS. It's better. For runway 22. And we're going to be going in on the Uplau 1 uniform arrival. And we're going to be transitioning from the arrival to the approach at LKMT. And we will execute that. So back over to our legs. There's our waypoints as we head out with our altitude restrictions. Climbing en route after Claxon. And there's us coming all down. There's the Uplau, our waypoints in. That's our waypoint for the approach. And we're just going to check some altitude restrictions. 3,000 feet is our platform. So that says above 3,000. We're going to hard code that at 3,000. And MT825, the point where we're going to make our turn, final turn inbound for the intercept, we're going to hard do that at 3,000 as well to make sure that we're all where we're supposed to be, and then we're down. So that is all good. We can now come over here and go into our performance initialization. So I'll pull in the information for the aircraft. Once again, we'll take a look at our numbers. We should have a cost index of 25 once we get it. A cost index of 25 is good. Flight level 370, so we're going to change that to 370. And our reserves are going to be the standard 0.9. And transition altitude 6,000 feet is fine. And everything else up here is good. We're actually going to make that 7,000 feet. That's what it usually is. That gets us changing once we leave the departure. Over to our N1 limits. We'll pop up and pull up our performance calculator. So runway 22 is our departure. We'll import our weights from the aircraft and our weather, and we'll do our calculation. So we're doing a TO1 D-rated takeoff, and we're having a cell temperature today of 44 degrees. It's going to give us a climb 1 as well. We'll come over for our takeoff information. Runway winds of 140 at 7. Put that in. And then we can get the rest of it in. So flaps 5. Center of gravity. And then we've got a 137, 138, 143. There's 137, 138, and 143. And will give us a 1,000 feet remaining. And that is all good there. So we are looking good with that information. So take clearance, we have no ATC up, so we're going to be treating ourselves as self-cleared. We will squawk 1,000. And that is in. Altimeters for the weather. I'll grab the current weather here at Stansted. It's come around slightly. It's a little not too bad. It is 1012 on the barrel. Let's make sure I'm doing the right one here. There's the weather into the chat. So 1012 is now set and cross-checked. It's gonna pop up here. Got 1 minute to go on the alignment. And then that'll get, oop. Not sure where that flashing is coming from. So transponder is set, altimeter is set, fueling loading is complete. Takeoff data, we got 137, 138, 143. We're going up to 370 on the cruise. And 350 feet is the altitude here at Stansted. It's going to confirm that 350 feet is correct. Yeah, go ahead. So the MCP is going for setup. 222 is the correct heading for the runway. We're going to be going straight up to 37,000 feet, unless we're told otherwise. We'll dial that in. And our initial climb speed, V2 plus 10, is going to be 153. Is set. So radios, we're going to go 122.8 and 121.5 on COM 2. And we will pull that to monitor. All right. Flight directors are coming on. There's that flashing light. Now, there was a SIM update today. I wonder if that's causing this flashing issue. That is very annoying. All right, with all that done, we are ready to go. So we're going to have them release the ground power. We're going to have them pull the chocks. Doors are going to come closed, pop up top. I'm going to turn that over to the APU. And everything is looking good there. Stairs are coming away. There's Kevin over there. It's kind of dark. Not even seeing its position lights. But he is there. I'm going to turn on our beacon. Just going to get Rogers set up. Get mine back to 10. And we're good there. Weather-wise, we're not really facing any clouds. It says skies clear, so we don't need to worry about weather radar for today. Interesting. I have no transmit button on my vPilot. Let's get in here. See if I can reset that. Interesting. It's registering the button, but it's not transmitting on the radio. It's the first time I have had it act up like that. Especially when the button's working. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. I heard. Yeah, mic set. Let me, yeah, let me check my audio. It's reading my voice. My mic volume is fine. Let me restart vPilot. You go in here. I'm going to do Task Manager. I'll turn it off in here just so it will properly. There we go. Let me restart. Waiting for it to load in. I mean, radio is selected. There we go. All right, it's working now. Stansted Terminal, Skyway 7016, radio check.
5-5, having airfreight 103.
5x5 as well.
Great.
All right, so I had to restart it. I'm gonna set this to 016. Since all my freighter numbers are gonna start with 7, that lets me know my flight number. All right. Stansted area traffic, Skyway 7016, stand 7, cargo apron, push and start facing northwest. All right, we are good to go. Lights are all on. Call ground. Actually, we're gonna have to do that from up here and get them to come in. Stobart will do it. So while we're here, we're going to turn on the other fuel pumps, and as per normal, we can look down. We have a little bit of fuel in the center, so we're going to turn on the center pumps as well, just to drain those.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We have all our lights on, and everything else looks good to go. I think it was something with vPilot, because all I did was restart it and it worked. So it seemed to work there. Where do I change the mic? Anyway, it's up and running.
Skyway 7016, airfreight 103. Are you on the move yet?
Negative, we'll hold if you're ready to taxi.
Yeah, Roger, cheers. We'll taxi to Juliet Hotel to Holy Point, Romeo 1, runway 22.
All right, Kevin's going to taxi out. So we're just going to hold. Because we're going to go nose to our right, tail to the left. He's getting rather insistent. Kevin's passed now, so we'll release the parking brakes.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, so the push is going to start. We're going to come up. We're going to turn the packs off on both sides, and we're going to be starting engine number 2. Interesting push pattern there. Fuel is on. And there goes Kevin over there. Kevin, let me know if they contact you on the radio, just so I can preset the channel. Good start on 2, starting engine number 1. Looks like he's pushing us to the correct line here. It's Alpha West. That's Alpha Middle. If we were in the 747 or the 777, we'd be pushing out to Alpha Middle. Ooh, let's get the fuel on. Brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Engine spooling. So we're at our hub here at Stansted. This is the FlyUK cargo facility. Most flights will start and end here. They'll go out and come back, except for some of the long haul ones. There are some that are part of a multi-leg series.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine
That's
start.
So they'll take us further out.
The taxi 9 Romeo.
All right. Generators for 1 and 2 are on. Engine start switches 1 and 2 to continuous. Pitot heats are now on. Engine anti-ice not required. Engine bleeds 1 and 2 are on. Packs left and right to auto. Recirculation fans left and right to auto. Isolation valve is now closed. APU bleed is off. APU is off. Flaps 5 selected. Flaps in transit. Elevator trim. We want 4.93. So just below 5. Right about there. Do our flight control checks.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder. Neutral. Engine instruments are looking good and everything is good there. LNAV and VNAV are now armed. Auto throttles on. There's Kevin rolling. Warning recall is checked. We'll put Roger over onto the legs page. There's the pin. We'll give him the wave. And he's going to head out. Stansted area traffic, Skyway 7016 taxiing runway 22 via Apron Alpha, Alpha, Hotel Romeo, holding short Romeo 1. All right, up top we go. We'll kill the dome. And we're good to go. So auto brake is going to go to RTO, and the taxi light is now on. Brakes are released. We can move out. This is going to give us a little bit of spacing as well.
That's traffic, air freight 103, 1300, collected 9 on Romeo.
So departures and arrivals are 6 each on the board here at Stansted. Just going to move over to the controller screen. There's nobody actually coming into land at the moment, so we're going to be pretty clear when we get there. All right, we're crossing Juliet, and this is Hotel. All right, we're looking good. It's not a long taxi when we use this runway. Just kind of right off the aprons. And here's Romeo coming up. And we're going to stop here at the Romeo 1 hold point. All right, so we're going to come down here, do our fuel flow check, make sure both engines are pulling fuel at the same rate. They are. V-speeds are set, 137, 138, 143, nav data. And the MCP is all set, 153, 222, and 37,000 feet. Radios are all set as well. So lights are going to go strobe and steady. We'll turn the wing lights on as well. Turn off lights. Nope, I don't want to start the APU. That comes off. Taxi lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder will come down, turn her on to TARA. Traffic will come on both sides. Traffic. And runway is identified, runway 22, and we'll start the clock once we're lined up. Stansted area traffic, Skyway 7016, take position, runway 22. He's holding people on the EGSS departure path, but isn't covering departures from Stansted. Oh, well. Okay. There's the runway. Quick look up the approach path. It's clear. That's that one. It's the one I want. Get ourselves nicely lined up. I think that's Kevin off in the distance with his lights flashing there. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, brakes are set. We are ready to go. So engine's coming up to 40%. Stansted area traffic, Skyway 7016, rolling runway 22 on the Clacton 2 Echo departure. 40%, engine stable, brakes released, and takeoff power is set.
Your speed's alive.
Check.
3 knots.
Check.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up, a little bit of wind kick there. All right, autopilot is engaged. Positive rate, auto brakes are off, gear is up, and stowed, gear lever is off, engine start switch is off, that's the center tank's empty, so we'll turn those fuel pumps off. Runway turn-off lights are now off. And we're making our turn en route. Stansted area traffic, Skyway 7013, climbing through 3,200 on the Clacton 2 Echo departure. So flaps up, 200 knots. We do have a speed restriction at 210 until we get around the corner. There's the airport behind us. And we're level up 4,000 feet. Now we'll be holding this 4,000 feet for a couple waypoints, then we go to 5,000 and 6,000. All the way out here to Clacton. Once we pass Clacton, we can begin our climb. Unless ATC contacts us, we'll see what happens. Speed coming up to 250 knots. I believe that's Kevin there. He's about 20 miles ahead of us. Oh yeah, Kevin, I did check, and yes, I did have multiplayer turned off, so I don't know why I wasn't seeing, or why I was seeing those extra aircraft when I shouldn't have been. Yeah, I know. Are you doing them manually, or can your aircraft do them automatically? Sounds like Molly doesn't like those step climbs either. She's growling away behind me. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Tell you. Oh, London's contacted me on 118480. One 18480. And what does he go by? London.
And all stations. I'm very sorry, but all the other controllers around me are closing, including all of the Heathrow controllers. So I'm not going to be able to do this on my own because I'll have to start covering top down. There is significant holding into Heathrow, so good luck, and it's Monitor Unicom 122.8.
Thanks so much for the ETC.
Okay.
Thanks, great job. Bye. Cheers.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
Over to you, Unicom. That was interesting. Never really had that before, where they've like all the controllers just gone offline at the same time. Yeah, Kevin, he said all of the London controllers, including everything in Heathrow, was going offline. And given his position, he would have to cover the whole eastern England, including top down to everything. And he said there's too much traffic at Heathrow. He wouldn't be able to handle it. So he's gone offline as well. So over to Unicom. I caught him just as I switched over, and I heard him say that, so. 'Cause I was just about to give him a call. I had my hand on the button waiting until he finished saying whatever it was he was saying, and then what he was basically saying was, I'm out of here. All right, so we're heading out here. We're over Kent here. Heading towards Clacton. As you can see, we're coming up on Colchester. On London down behind us to our right. And you can see the coast of the North Sea here. Then we got France, Belgium off that way, but we're heading towards, I believe, Amsterdam airspace. I think he blipped us, and then all of a sudden he was told that all the controllers were going offline. So it was one of those things where he beeped us just either as it happened or just before it happened. Because he did come on, he was, I think I caught the start of him saying, very sorry to do this, but all the controllers were going offline and he couldn't handle the traffic load by himself. I took a quick look over at London, and yeah, there's a lot of traffic in that area, so it would be a lot. What's your cruise level tonight? I'm going up to 370. Maybe. $330, okay. It could have been an event. Who knows? There's a lot of traffic in there. If I look it up, I mean, 148 arrivals, 133 departures. Yeah, I'd say there was an event running. If we check the airport we're heading into, it's just the two of us on arrivals, no departures. So, should be interesting. ATC is currently up in Czechoslovakia, though. Or Czechoslovakia, hasn't been called that in a long time, in the Czech Republic. And it looks like Amsterdam approach is up, but Amsterdam radar is not. All right, so we're up through standard pressure change, 7,000 feet, so we'll switch over. Doesn't make much difference, we're only off by 1. There's 10,000 feet, so the landing lights will come off. Turn-off lights already off, taxi lights off. I'll pop up here. Logo light will come off, wing lights will come off. Everything else is looking good. We're set there and all the way up. So we'll just lean back from here and we'll get the dome light on dim and give us a little bit of light to see by in the cockpit here. Speed's coming up to our high altitude climb speed. And up we go. We're in a reduced power climb, power setting for climb. In our climb 1. Not sure why there's noise abatement above 10,000 feet, but there it is. And we're out over the channel. Say goodbye to England for tonight. We'll be overnighting in the Czech Republic. And we'll be flying back home tomorrow. Tomorrow's flight's going to be earlier. We'll be set up to start the stream at 1400 Zulu, departing at about 1430 Zulu. We should get a good day flight. Nice and smooth out here over the North Sea so far as we're climbing up. Here we're at 22,500. We can see the coast of the Netherlands off out the window there. We're not looking too bad. So again, if you're watching and you want to fly along, we're on VATSIM, and you are more than welcome to come along and join us. We have when I'm around, we've got flights, multiple flights a week, and you can join us. Most of them are on VATSIM, sometimes we're on multiplayer. The Discord has all the information, link to the Discord in the description. And you're more than welcome to fly along. If you're comfortable on VATSIM, you can get the information about what, where, and when we're flying, and join us on the flight. At the moment, for the next little while, we're doing cargo flights. We're starting with the 737 cargo, so we're doing a lot of flights around Europe. And then we'll be moving on to bigger cargo aircraft, such as the next one is going to be the 777 freighter. And that one's going to take us some long distances around the world. Should be pretty good. So when we reach Redfa, we're going to carry on a little bit further, and then we're going to turn inbound and then cut in a southeasterly direction across the Netherlands. Not sure how close Kevin's routing is to mine. I don't know, Kevin, are you using my routing, or are you making up your own? How are you, or what are you doing? Getting it out of SimBrief as well? So weather out at Ostrava is skies clear as well, and looking at the weather radar in Navigraph, it doesn't look like we're going to be hitting anything on the way out. Looks like we'll run into some German controllers, and Prague radar is up. So we'll be getting them as well. We're gonna pick up Langen for a little bit. We'll see how long they've been on for an hour. Could still be up when we get there. Yeah, I was just wondering if you were getting the ones I was posting on the Discord, or if you were making up your own, or just having SimBrief generate for you. So we're 7,000 feet to go. And then we'll be at our cruise of 37,000 feet. All right, so let's take a look at yeah, makes sense. All right, there is an ATIS up at our destination, so let's take a look at what it says right now. Lima Kilo Mike Tango ATIS Mike at 1930, so that's 23 minutes ago. Approach runway in use 22, transition level 6,000. MEDAR at 1930, it's 8 -3, dew point 1019, no significant weather. Changes expected for startup and ATC clearance contact Prague Center. I'll receive information. Sorry, so runway 22 is in use. That's what we're using. That's what we've planned for. So we're going to keep with that. There's our turn. And that is Kevin showing up on the TCAS right there. That would put him about, let's see, if I go up to 20, there he is there. So he's about 35 miles ahead of me. But we're going to be climbing higher than him, so that is not going to be a factor. And once we get up into cruise ourselves at 37,000, which is 4,000 feet to go, we'll take a look at our progress and get our estimated flight time. I'm going to be over here in Rotterdam in June. Actually, I'm going to be there in April as well, but only for a day or so. So we're going to run into a little bit of traffic as we come up into the Rotterdam, Amsterdam area, but we should be clear. A lot of that traffic is going into those airports. See a little bit of it on the TCAS. But we're looking good so far. 1,000 to go, and then we'll get our progress update. And there we go, 37,000 feet. We are at our cruise speed, Mach 0.78. So we pop down, go to our progress page. See, we're due in at 21:27. So that's roughly an hour and a half from now. 459 miles to top descent. We're going to have 3.7 tons of fuel on board when we get to our destination. So those numbers all work out nicely. So we'll be flying tomorrow and Sunday as well. Both flights will be at 1400. Oh, forgot to start the clock. Oh well. Well, it's 40 minutes since pushback. So we have that clock running on our tracker. Maastricht? I don't see him up. See a lot of Germany up. Huh. I mean, I'm almost due south of Schiphol now, or Schiphol. Did you talk to him at all, or did you just ignore him? I think the next one we're gonna get is probably 124730 Langen, and the that's the Gießen sector. So I'm going to dial that in while we're here. 124730. There we go. Let's get that on standby. You spoke to him and it was worth it. You're direct to the Czech VOR now. Really? Good for you. That's kind of a straight line flight anyway. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is a little here and there, but I don't have a lot of waypoints anyway. I mean, that's my entry point into the arrival, so I've only got like 3 more and then we're there. Although I think you're doing a few more points if you're doing VORs though, right? No, he just dinged me. Or is that Maastricht? EDYY? $122,185. $122,185, $122,185. I'm not sure who that is. Oh well. Center Skyways 7016 with you, flight level 370.
Skyway 7016, Maastricht, hello, proceed to Oscar Kilo Golf.
Roger, proceed direct Oscar Kilo Golf, Skyways 7016. Oh, it is Maastricht. Where did... I'm not showing myself in a zone on BatSpy. Or Navigraph, for that matter. Oh, well. It's giving me a direct. Let's take it. There. Straightened out my little kink there. Munster, interesting. Huh. I don't know. Still looks like we're going into Gleason on 124730, so I might as well get that one dialed in. That'll be the next one if he doesn't kick us to Unicom before that.
Seated at 418, turn right by 5 degrees.
Right by 5 degrees, series of 4.
Delta Sierra Yankee, voran Unicom bei.
Voran Unicom, schönen Abend, Delta Sierra Yankee.
All right, so after OKG, we're then going to head in on our last leg. Now, OKG is the Czech border. So we'll be picking up Prague, who is currently online. Raw radar. And as it stands,
Wings 1 Victor, request descent.
they'll be taking us all the way in.
Defense flight level 25, so.
Descending 250, Wings 1 Victor.
So right now we're just keeping an eye on things as we head over. We're just crossing into Germany now, by the looks of it. And we're 381 from top of descent. Check coverage at vatglasses.uk. Let's look that up. See if I can find out what he's covering. All right, so zoom in. EDYY.
Maastricht radar, hello, grid clap 47 Romeo, passing flight level 200, 450-240.
That's awesome. Romeo Maastricht radar low, report requested level.
Very okay with flight level 240, grid clap 47 Romeo.
Okay, what's a higher level would be available if you want.
Okay, that's noted, thank you. Grid clap 47 Romeo.
I see. So that spy is not showing them online. Neither is Navigraph, but that glasses is.
Then 5 Romeo Foxtrot Maastricht radar low. Step by fire, call you back shortly.
Yeah. Interesting. So they're showing them up, but the other things are not.
Then 5 Romeo Foxtrot climb flight level 260.
Level 260 for Lufthansa 5 Romeo Foxtrot.
Feeder at 418 on navigation direct to Kudin.
On navigation, direct within the Dusha.
Actually, we might be picking up Rhine radar instead of Langen.
Clipper 47 Romeo direct Agini.
Can you please repeat direct for Green Club 47 Romeo?
Green Club 47 Romeo, Ageni Alpha, Golf, Echo, November, India.
Direct Ageni, Green Club 47 Romeo.
Wings 1 Victor, continue on Honeycomb. Bye.
Unicom, danke, Eurowings 1 Victor.
Lufthansa 5 Echo November, flight level 320 inbound Saarstedt.
Lufthansa 5 Echo November, Maastricht, or identified.
Ah. But even this one is not showing them as being up at the moment. The one you just, the link you sent me. Huh, interesting.
Master Trader, that was easy. 760 was on with you 340.
Easy 760 Zulu, Maastricht, identified. So. Lufthansa 5 Echo November, direct Nienburg, November, India Echo.
Direct Nienburg, Lufthansa 5 Echo November.
Well, we'll see. It should, we'll see what frequency he gives you when we go over.
Correct, 103, contact Rhine Radar 122, decimal 785.
There you go.
122, decimal 785, airfare 103. Schönen Abend noch.
Bye, Lufthansa 5 Romeo Foxtrot, confirm requested level.
Stand by.
122785. What did you say at the end there? That beat my Guten Abend from the other night.
260.
What's up?
Maastricht, hello, Lufthansa 900, flight level 203 for 260, CPD update.
Lufthansa 900, Maastricht, hello, climb flight level 360.
360, Lufthansa 900.
Maastricht, guten Abend, Lufthansa 4 Alpha, flight level 80, climb for 330.
Lufthansa 4 Alpha, Maastricht, hello, climb flight level 330, direct to Dixon.
Flight level 330 and direct to depot.
No, the German you spoke to him. What did you say?
Negative, direct Dixon, Delta, India.
Because it wasn't a simple good evening or good night.
Dixon, Lufthansa 4 Alpha.
I'm curious of what you said.
Milan 9 Alpha November, nothing further, Honeycomb, bye.
Unicom Milan Air from thank you, bye.
Oh, schön Abend noch. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while. All right, what are we down to? 317 to go to the top of descent. Winds aren't too bad up here. Holding on.
Maastricht Radar, Lufthansa 5 Echo November, request descent.
Lufthansa 5 Echo November, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Lufthansa 5 Echo November.
Skyway 7016, contact line radar 122785.
122785 for Skyway 7016. Good day.
Hi. Keep at 5 Mike, nothing further, Honeycomb, Mike.
Ryan Radar, Skyway 7016 with you.
Skyway 7016, hello.
They're happy to. Oh, it's like they're happy to keep us on squawking 1000. And we're trucking along. Let's get the view over here. See how far off we're coming. Where are we? I've not been in this area.
Radar, Turkish 7 Mike Alpha, flight level 410.
Turkish 7 Mike Alpha, rein, hallo.
London gave you 7301. Yeah, see, I never talked to London.
Ein Hallo, Lufthansa 6 Papa Romeo, flight level 180, climb flight level 300.
Lufthansa 6 Papa Romeo, hello, you're identified.
Rhein Radar, schönen guten Abend. Speedbird 705 is on direct to Dennett, flight level 380.
A lot of traffic down in Frankfurt. Wow. That is a busy place right now.
Rhein Radar, good evening. EG6 Mike, flight level 240.
EG6 Mike, hello, climb level 310.
Flight level 310.
So is Munich, actually. Munich's fairly busy. Lucerne, down in Switzerland.
Good evening, Transavior 6 Mike.
I know there's at least one event in Germany running tonight.
Transavior 6 Mike Echo, hello. Speedbird 2 Echo Golf, call Maastricht, 129er 575, schönen Flug.
129.975, thank you, bye-bye.
Speedbird 2 Echo Golf, confirm 129er 575.
Sorry, 129.575, thank you, bye-bye.
That's Brussels. Frankfurt Friday, right? Well, that makes sense because it's a swarm down there, and everything is up. Tower, ground, delivery, approach.
EC6 Mike, Förderclimb on Honeycomb, schönen Flug.
Mounted Honeycomb, EC6 Mike, danke, tschüss.
That's a very good evening to you. Emirates 1, super flight level 400, route direct to Athens.
Emirates 1, hallo.
Good day, control here. UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra flight level 240 requesting flight level 380.
UPS 4 Whiskey, hello, climb level 270 direct Zulus.
Flight level 380 direct to reduce UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra heavy.
UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra negative, direct Zulus, Sierra Uniform Lima Uniform Sierra and flight level 270.
Direct Zulus, UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra. And are we clear to flight level 380?
Negative level 270.
Roger, 270 UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra.
Lufthansa 6 Papa Romeo, call Maastricht, 129er 575, schönen Flug.
Maastricht 129er 575, 6 Papa Romeo, ciao.
Transavia 6 Mike Echo, call Rhein, 120 930, schönen Flug.
120.930, Transavia 6 Mike Echo, thank you, good night.
Emirates 58 for you as well, 120 930.
120.930, thank you for service, bye.
Lufthansa 549er for you as well, 120 930, schönen Flug.
120 930, danke dir für Service, schönen Abend noch, ciao, ciao.
And UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra, I need you on an odd level for eastbound here, so I can give you 370 or 390, but not 380.
Roger, then can we get 390 or UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra?
4 Whiskey Sierra, I firm climb level 370 for now, expect higher shortly.
Okay, standing by UPS 4 Whiskey.
Yeah, and climb level 370 for now.
Oh, 370 UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra.
Fairly quiet here, flying along, and 246 to go.
UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra, confirm you're proceeding direct Zulus, Sierra Uniform Lima Uniform Sierra.
Yes, we are proceeding direct to Zulus, UPS 4 Whiskey Sierra.
Air Freight 103, nothing further for now, monitor Honeycomb, schönen Flug.
Honeycomb, Air Freight 103, danke dir, tschüss.
Turkish 7 Mike Alpha, call Rhein, 120 930, ciao.
120.930, thank you so much, don't make up.
Air France 237, call Maastricht, 129er 575, ciao.
Maastricht 129er 575, Air France 237, thank you very much.
Number 680 Tango Mike, hello, you identified, report your Mach number.
Mark 76.
Number 680 Tango Mike, roger, maintain Mach point 76 or greater.
0.76 or greater, November 6, Tango Mike.
227 to top of descent, slowly working our way in.
Skyway 7016, nothing further for now, monitor Unicom, schönen Flug.
Over to Unicom for Skyway 7016, good night. So Prague is still up. No other controllers out at our destination at Ostrava. So it looks like it'll just be Prague radar for now. We'll be there shortly. 212 to top of descent. So we're 1 hour and 11 minutes since pushback. Everything is going well. Again, I'm seeing traffic. 80, 40, 20. Interesting. Oh, there's some lights down there. Aircraft passing below us. So we're about 60 miles from the border. And that will be 118375. One 18375. It's Praha radar. Just be ready for when they ding. Yeah, a group of aircraft around us now. See them all popping up on the TCAS there. Just off 20 miles away. Start dialing back now. Bring her down to 160 miles, or 163 to top of descent. And we're about 35 or so from the border. Alright, so while it's still quiet, let's take a little bit of a pre-setup look at the ILS. So we're coming on an ECMIT. We're going to be doing basically left turns as we come around to intercept on the ILS. So it's going to be a frequency of 11095. So 11095 is entered in. It's going to be a heading of 220. Or sorry, a course of 220. That's now set. So the missed approach, climbing on 220 to 4000, expect vectoring. So that's all good. We're going to tune in the airport VOR 11745. Click that in, and that brings in the VOR there. And we can pop in and do our fix information now for Lima Kilo Mike Tango. We're going to do the 4 mile circle, the 10-mile circle, and we're going to do the 040 for 25, which gives us our extended center line as we come in for the oh, didn't read the 4. There we go. And that is now in. We can also come in here. It's going to be a flaps 40 landing. And that's all that set up in there. So back over to what we need here. We have a transition altitude of 5,000 feet. Runway elevation is 800. So that's now dialed in. And we have minimums of Cat 1, 1,008 feet, which is 200 feet up off the ground. So we'll dial that all in now. Kevin, did Prague ding you? Are they covering the entire thing? So it's 1,008 feet, and if we look at the current weather and the barrel, it's 1019er. Get that dialed in as well. So there's barrel minimums, reference speeds, and ILS in them. So you're talking to him then? I don't have Cheb on my list of places to go. Switch over now. One 1157. I haven't got anybody on 1157.
Prague Raider, Miles 3040 Golf, hello,
oh, that's
10 miles to Lagar, VFR, expect land in Lima Kilo, Sierra November. Romeo Alpha 3040 Golf, Prague Radar, hello, identified. Okay. Squawk 2000 and
that's where I'm heading into.
1017 hectopascals.
Okay, G.
Squawk 2000 and QNH 1018 from after reserve for the Golf. And negative QNH 1017. 1017 from after reserve for the Golf.
Praha Radar, Skyways 7016 with you at Oscar Kilo Golf.
Skyway 7016, Praha Radar, hello, identified, proceed direct to ECMET, information Oscar.
Roger, proceeding direct ECMET and information Oscar for Skyways 7016. Alright, so we're going to cut that corner. Let's pop down. And we're going right into the entry point. So we're going to punch that in there, execute.
4312 Praha, hello, identified, climb to flight level 360.
There's our turn. That's going to straighten us up a little bit. shorten our track. So about 85 miles to top of descent. And that's now going to put us in at 2125, which is roughly about when it said we were going to be there anyway. So about 40 minutes from now. I'll switch that ILS back over. The VOR. Yeah. We'll put the ILS back on 11095.
Air Bremen 68, contact Prague radar 127.580, bye bye.
127.580, bye.
All right, so we're 85 miles out. We can do our checks here. So weather check. Current METAR is 16 minutes old. It's a fairly simple one. So the weather's looking good. Winds are variable at 2 knots. Ceiling visibility are okay, 6 degrees. Dew point -3. QNH 1019, which we've got dialed in. And no significant changes. Runway 22 is according to the ATIS, and that's what we are set up and ready to go for.
Nordic 457, Prague radar, hello, identified, climb to flight level 290.
Climb flight level 290, Nordic 457.
So arrival data is all set. We've gone in. We have our V-speed reference, our baro, and our barometers set. Landing altitude we've done. It's 800 feet. Radios we are set. Localizer is dialed in. 110.95. The ILS frequency and course 220 degrees. NTA not required. Warning recall. We can do a check, and everything is good there. MCP is set up. It's going to be a heading of 220, and then it'll be to 4,000 feet, expecting
Petrol
vectors.
258 Papa, weak minor space, header service terminated, Unicom, ahoy.
Altimeters are set 1019, minimums are set 1,008 feet. Mr. Approach, we've just talked about that. Climb straight ahead, runway heading to 4,000 feet, expect vectors. Auto brakes, it's going to be an auto brakes 2, runway length 11,500 feet. We're aiming to get off probably at Charlie, and then we're going to taxi down to the south end of the apron, or the field at the south apron at cargo terminal number 1. So cargo terminal 1 is where we are heading. So we are good. Again, we are looking at a transition altitude 5,000 feet. And that is everything done. Have I? Maybe a little bit. I did have a slightly higher wind
Visual 7 Lima Golf, descend to flight level 170, proceed direct Papa, Romeo 532.
Papa Romeo 532 and descending flight level 170, Wizard 7 Lima Golf.
So this is cutting off a nice little chunk of the route. Instead of heading down south and curving along the southern part of the Czech Republic, we're just going direct into the entry point into the arrival.
Wizard 7 Lima Golf, contact Praha radar 127.580, bye-bye.
Praha radar on 127.580. Thank you very much. Wizard 7 Lima Golf, ahoy.
So we're coming up on Prague. As you can see, is it right down here? There's the airport. There's the city. Another one on my list of places to go to.
All stations, Praha radar to close now, so monitor Honeycomb 122.8.
122.8, thanks very much,
All right, over to 1228, and we are on our own. .46 miles from top of descent. Big sneeze there, just caught it. I don't know what that flashing is on. Not sure if that's coming across the stream or not. Some weird light flashing in OBS. Yeah, there it is, there in OBS. It just flashed it on the stream. Not sure what that is. There hasn't been an update. Weird. Oh yeah, you gotta work your way in now. 33 miles to go. We're gonna dial in our 3,000 feet, which is what we're gonna be shooting for by the time we get the intercept. We're just gonna be heading straight down as per the programmed flight path. Now, it is going to be a little bit hilly, so we will turn on the radar as we get lower. Terrain radar. Weather is not an issue, so we're not going to worry too much about that one. Turn on your eyes. Yeah.
Ostrava traffic, aircraft 103, currently 100 miles from the Ostrava VOR, to be leaving flight level 330 for 3000. Inbound via the Ostrava VOR for the speed return, ILS from 2 to Ostrava traffic.
All right, Kevin's heading down. We've got 8 miles to go. We're not picking up the airport VOR yet. Get the call now just as we come up. Ostrava area traffic, Skyway 7016, approximately 120 miles from Ostrava, leaving flight level 370, descending inbound for the ILS runway 22 at EGSS for Ostrava. There we go. Let's head downwards. And we're going to begin our descent. Down we go. So we'll come back up top. We can turn off the lights now. Everything is done. That's a service interphone. There we go. You have a plan to get on the ILS a bit easier? Yeah, that's where I'm going to go. I was looking at probably getting off at Charlie and then taxiing down and heading to Cargo Terminal 1 and seeing what the layout is. I do not have scenery for this airport, and I've got no idea what it's going to look like down there. Nope, Poland's gone offline as well. So is Slovakia. Alright, so we're not picking up Kevin, but we do have a 757-800. That's the one not showing up on the TCAS right now. Alright. If you need me to slow down at any point, let me know. I'm not sure what your plan in is. Alright, so there's the two VORs. That's VOR 2 with no course set in. It's set to 0, so it's just showing a straight line. Here's VOR 1. That's our missed approach, the blue line heading out, and the other way is our reciprocal for our extended runway center line that we're going in on. Pull her up to 80 miles now. Turn on the terrain radar. (11-1). Oh, yeah. Okay, I got that chart up. Yeah, I'm going to be flying down over to EGSS and then doing the box C left turn, because I was originally coming in from the south, although I could probably change it to come in from the north. I'm going to leave it as is. And we'll do, oh, looks like some of Poland's back up, maybe. But we're not going there, so that's fine. It's 30,000 feet. What's the weather like outside? Oh, not bad. Little sim freeze. Still frozen. Oh, this is a long freeze. This is annoying. It's one of the longest freezes I've had in a long time. Still getting sound though. Don't know what's happened. Servers are acting up. I did, when I first started the sim, I got a connection issue message, but I haven't had one since. This is crazy. I'm just sitting here. Can't get out of it. All right, well, V-Pilot just kicked me off because it's got no connection. Hey, oh, that's an interesting way to spell Cameron. How are you? I can't, Kevin. It's all up supporting the stream. I can't close things. Well, GSX is closed. Oh, there we go. We're back. I'm gonna reconnect in on BatSim. So what I actually did was I went in and opened up Volanta, or brought Volanta to the front page, and it started moving again. So that was weird. Anyway, we're heading back down. My VA is still tracking in. I'm back up on V-Pilot and VatSim. All right. So I just gave you a little bit more space there. It might have been Volanta. Yeah, because as soon as I clicked on it and brought it to the forefront, it unfroze. Which is interesting. I'm still seeing those flashes from the streaming software too, which is a little annoying. Just looking to see if it does it again. Yeah, that little flicker there. Well, that might have been me going back into Volanta and moving it to the background again. Well, I still have that flickering issue with it as well. You stopped using Volanta? Yeah, I might. Yeah. I mean, it was a great way to track how far you were flying each aircraft, right? God knows the sim doesn't do it properly. Yeah, I might. I'll park it for a little bit and see how this goes. Is there a way to import into Volanta after a flight? There is, isn't there? So I can still open it up after the flight and then import the route into it, or the flight into it. Yeah. I mean, that's the first time I've seen something like that. I get the odd stutters, but having a freeze like that until I brought it forward, that's the first time. But yeah, it could be an issue. I know it did update recently too, so. I'll try the weekend flights without it, see how we do. Start to see some of the hills and stuff around here that we're coming down into. Weather's not an issue. Looking outside, you can see it's cloudless skies. Very nice. It's been cloudless the entire way across Europe tonight. We're 66 miles to the entry into the approach. Coming up on 21,000 feet. As you can see, we're going to be coming up overhead the airfield, sort of maybe slightly to the north, and then into our approach and arrival. There's the built-up area of the town. There's a couple different towns in the area, all kind of blending into one. And again, we're right down here at the far eastern end of Czechoslovakia, or Czechoslovakia? No, it's not. Czech Republic. And then we go to 18,000 feet. Cleared us all the way down, so we're just going to switch over to local pressure now. What is the time on that METAR? New one 10 minutes ago, 1019. That's what we're set. Winds are calm, variable, ceiling none, 10 miles visibility, 4 degrees. So extreme VFR conditions, looking very nice. Nicely on the path. Speed is good. We're not high speeding it down, giving Kevin time to get himself settled in. Alright, cockpit lights are off. Oh, office lights anyway, so I can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, we're going to pass just north of the runway. Come in here to ECMT, make a series of left-hand turns around for the ILS. We're going to bring our speed right down to 200 knots as we approach the airfield and 10,000 feet, and that will help us get slowed down. We don't have a lot of maneuvering space as we come in on this one, but we'll keep our speed up above 10,000 feet. Kevin's going to do the teardrop. That's going to be to the left-hand side of the approach path. And then he'll be making a right turn around to pick up the ILS. And we'll have to see if we can see him. He's pretty much at the airport now. And we're not picking up the airport yet. .200 knots is set for when we start to decelerate. Coming up on 25 miles. Ostrava area traffic, Skyway 7016, 25 miles from the airport, descending through flight level 125, inbound to ECMT for the approach and arrival ILS runway 22. Not sure if Kevin's hearing that. He's on the teardrop. Looking for the airport. It's going to be slightly off to our left. Not seeing it yet. There's the town. Seeing lights there. I think that's it over there. All right. There he is. All right, so we're going to start to level off as we hit the decel point coming up. And as the speed comes back, we're going to move her all the way down to flaps 10. So as we do that, there comes the nose. The landing lights are on, turn off lights are on. We'll get the logo and wing lights on. And the speed's going to start to roll back. There's 252. 251, there's 250, flaps 1, so help start slowing us down. Flaps 2. Flaps 5. And below 210 we'll go flaps 10. Nose is coming down to carry on the descent. Flaps right at flaps 5. Speed's coming back. Actually going to bring her down to 185 now. So we come in for the turnaround. Do not have the other aircraft in sight. We should be well above. There's 210, so we're going flaps 10. That'll help drive the speed down a little bit more. $8,600. Ah, there he is. Coming in right there. Holding 185. Slowly descending. So now, of course, frequency and speeds are...
Ostrava South Air Flight 103 becoming fully established. Let's run 22, currently 9 miles out.
Engine start selector set to continuous. Flaps coming down. Speed brakes are armed. We have the traffic in sight. Kevin should be able to see us. We're 12 miles from Ekmet. Nicely timed. We're going to pass pretty close to one on top of each other here. Yeah, no worries about interfering with them. And this is giving him plenty of time to get down and out of the way. Picking up the localizer, it does have a DME, which is nice to see. And Oscar Sierra Victor is the correct Identifier.
Airport 103, do you think we'll be able to roll up to Delta, or do you want to get off Charlie?
You got time to roll to Delta.
Cool, thanks.
That's why I got her slowed down. Give them time to get down and roll down to the far end. And speaking of which, I think I'm going to probably do something similar. So I'm going to go to auto brakes 1. And we'll roll down. Might not even need reversers actually, because we're going almost the entire runway length of 11,000 feet. Yeah, pretty close too. Well, 10,000 feet anyway. Alright, we're coming in now for down to 5,000 feet, holding our speed, sending down. We got to be above 3, and then at 3. We're going to maintain that 185 as we come around the corner here. So now with approach cross frequency speed are in range, speed brakes are armed. Approach mode will hit when we come around the other side. Glide slope, we're not picking it up yet. We're turning in now. Flaps are set to 10. We're fine. Engine start selectors are done. And everything else is looking good. Go around, we'll go to 4,000 feet once we get onto the glide. Right, so there's the first turn. Sending down.
Ostrava traffic, Airport 103, runway 22, vacate the Delta taxiing, Delta Foxtrot to the cargo terminal 1.
Return on to our base. And we're descending down now to 3,000 feet. So we're not picking up the glide slope, so we're going to come over here and we're going to go into VOR localizer. So we're going to arm the VOR lock. Once we pick up the glide slope, we know that we're currently below. That's when we'll turn on the approach. There's the airport. $2,500 feet to go. Coming up for 3,000. There's our turn. There's the glide slope coming in now, so we'll go into approach mode. VRR lock is captured. Glide slope is armed. LNAV is armed. Localizer is alive. Rolling it to do the fine intercept. 9 miles. Glide slope is alive. There we're lining up on the center line. 8 miles, gear down. Gear down 3 green, flaps 15. 7 miles, speed coming back to 165. Speed's below 180, flaps 25. Ostrava area traffic, Skyway 7016 on the ILS, runway 22, 5.2 miles, Ostrava. $165. So we're going to want our approach speed to be our ref plus 5, so it's going to be a 139. It's 4.5 miles. We're going to bring that down to 139. Speed reducing. Below 160, flaps 30. And flaps full. So gear down 3 green, flaps full, speed brake armed, auto brake set, lights are all on. Runways identified, no traffic.
1,000.
We're good to go, 1,000 feet, aircraft is stable. It's 500. I have control. Winds are non-existent.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20.
Oop. Whoa. Is that stuttering?
10.
Wow. That stuttering threw me off. More and more stutters. So auto brakes are disarmed. Just gonna let her roll. I'm gonna aim to get off a Delta here. Yeah, I'll find you down there, Kevin. That should be Delta here. I can't even see. Oh, yeah, I went past it. All right, we're going right to the end. Echo it is. Not even any lights there. Very nice. Looking for some type of taxiway indicator. Joys of default scenery. Ostrava traffic, Skyways 7016 clear 22 at Echo taxiing to Cargo Terminal 1. All right, let's get this thing cleaned up. So flaps are up, speed brakes are up or down, transponder to standby, position lights will go to steady, wing lights can come off. Landing lights are off, turn off lights will come off, taxi light is on, APU will fire up, anti-ice not required, probe heats are off, engine start switches to off, and auto brake, we already turned that to off. All right, let's taxi in. There's Kevin. Get an outside view. Wow, you look like you got your wing in the building from my scenery. I don't even know if this thing recognizes, or GSX will recognize this end of the airport. Gonna put her right here, and that will do pig. All right, turn that off, come down, put the brakes on, get them to bring a ground power unit over, chocks in, get the ground power connected. Lights on, there's ground power. Get the AP bleed on, engine bleeds can come off. Circ fans off, we'll open up the isolation valve. Window heats will come off. Pop down here for the yaw damper. Kill the engines now, we're on ground power. Get that light off, and we're going to come down here to our here. We'll get the stairs coming in for the crew. Now, if I do go into GSX, what's it going to tell me? You're not parked anywhere. Yeah. It's not going to know what we're doing. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for coming along, Kevin. Thanks for flying. We'll see you tomorrow. And we'll do the return flight back to London Stansted. 1400 Zulu. See you then. Take care. Bye for now.